We're going to continue with the self-defense series, okay? Today we're going to work on some things against a rear choke. Rear choke is a very common way of being attacked, especially if someone's maybe looking to rob you. If they're working in a team, one grabs you around the throat from behind while the other one comes in and rifles your pockets. Some robbers, we had a guy in New York City for a while, was actually choking guys out in the bathroom with the rear choke. He became real proficient at the choke. And when they passed out, he'd rifle their pockets and go on his merry way. So rear choke, if you get put in the rear choke, quite dangerous for you. You can be choked unconscious anywhere from 3, 10, 15 seconds. It can happen quick. So you want to train yourself for certain things so you don't allow that to happen. All right, so let's work on defense against the rear choke. So I got Richie here helping me out. Okay, so Richie's going to grab me around the throat, and his intention is to get me in a position where he can squeeze and choke. Okay, so what you want to train is in the dojo, as you feel the arm come around, right, you want to dig your chin in. Now, if Richie grabs his hand and he squeezes really hard, if I'm talking, that means I'm breathing. So that's what you want. It'll feel uncomfortable on your jaw, but it's a lot better than being choked to unconsciousness. So you have to train that. So as you feel the arm coming around, you get your chin down, all right? And you can even at this point grab here. This is a natural reaction that the guy behind you will expect, okay? So now, we're going to have Richie be straight against me, where he grabs me like this and holds me straight. Again, that chin goes down. So now I could throw him. I could drop and launch him straight over, all right? But we're not going to worry about any throws here today. We're going to keep it a little simpler, all right? So once I'm here, I shift to the side, shuto strike to the groin. Grab a handful, yank down. As always, from the rear, the foot stomp is great. Heel into the knee, slide down the shin, break the foot, okay? So from here, the other thing is depending on where his head is, I can use my head as a weapon and smash the back of my head into his face. If I have to, if I can pull, I can bite the arm, okay? Whatever you have to do to make him let go, okay? So this is if he's straight on. So from the side, it looks like this. So he's not bending me backwards. He's just got me like this in the rear choke, okay? So again, pivot, strike, grab a handful, yank down, foot stomp, okay? These are all headbutt to the rear. Simple, all effective, okay? Now he's going to turn his body sideways, and he's going to pull me backwards, okay? Now I'm in a much worse position. Now, if Richie holds me and I try to pull off forward, I can't do it, okay? And this is the mistake everybody makes, okay? So now, I go by how Richie's pulling me. If he's pulling me more this way, now I'll roll in here. Elbow strike to the groin, headbutt maybe, come up here and strike with an elbow coming up this way, all right? So if we turn this way, and he's pulling me back and he's leaning me this way, so I'll strike here, right? Strike here. You notice I'm trying to get my hand in here. Multiple strikes to the groin, right? Right? Maybe my head can hit, right? This maybe breaks his grip, right? Now from here, I can come up with this under elbow straight into his face, okay? So the elbow comes up like this. So instead of doing this or this, right, these kinds of elbows, now you're using one from under here, all right? And once you're here, you elbow to the groin, maybe hit. You can step behind, and now you can drop him to the ground, okay? And I also, if I catch it right, I have what here? I have an arm bar, all right? So you look for other techniques, see what you can do. The other thing I can do is once I'm here, I can slide out. Now this arm bar is a little tough. We'll do this from a few different angles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bicep tricep area, and that's how I'm going to attack the joint, okay? So I'm going to come here and have him in that arm bar, all right? So from the other side, we'll do the same thing. So he's pulling me back this way. I come in, elbow, elbow, elbow. Now I snake this out, grasp here. Now I have the elbow joint here. So if we come around here this way, so you can see I'm using this part of my arm to attack the joint, right? If I go hard. And if that's a problem, you can adjust and do this. You can adjust and do this. But this is an interesting one. And if you get it right, you'll drop them straight down on the ground. Okay? So now he's going to be bending me backwards. Again, I get that chin tucked in there, and he's pulling me straight back. Now, I'm not going to pull this way because I can't. He's pulling me back with strength, right? I can't pull forward. So I'm going to stay leaning on him. And all I'm going to do is roll to the side. And once I roll to the side, I'm just going to push down, and he's going to go down to the ground. And that's when I would finish him with multiple stomp kicks, maybe punching down, okay? So again, we'll do that again. So he's got me around the neck. My chin is dug in. I grab here. He's pulling me back, right? Trying to put his hip into my back to really bend me back and over, right? All I do is I stay leaning on him and I just roll. I never break contact with his body. Now, if I wanted to, I could sweep his leg here. I could grab his collar or his shirt, driving his head straight into the ground, or just bend over and he goes down. Once I'm here, I could take an arm bar here, could stomp, punch, strike, whatever you want to do, okay? So with this particular technique, whenever I do it at a seminar or I teach it in class for the first time, people are shocked at how it works. They can't believe how it works. And I tell them to lean me back, pull back as hard as I can, don't let me pull off. And I literally just stay relaxed. I lean my weight on him and I just roll and he goes down. Why does this occur? Well, why it occurs is because when he's holding me this, putting his hip sideways in my back, leaning me over, what's holding me up? He is. Now, when I do this and I roll, what's holding him up? Nothing. Nothing's holding him up. And then we finish. Okay? Again, you could do the technique from the rear choke. If Richie grabs me straight, as soon as I feel him grab, I can lift him, throw him, right? Throw him straight over. When he hits the mat, the ground, finish him with a punch. Seiyuchin kata. Okay? So again, these are some simple techniques I wanted to go over, all right? This way it gives you an idea of how to defend against a rear choke, which is a very dangerous attack, okay? And then, later on what you work on is you start working on this. Richie comes in to grab me in a rear choke, and I never let him get there. Like I see his arm coming, I try to stop it. Now I have a joint lock here. I can sweep here, elbow strike, break the arm, whatever. But I don't let him get me into the rear choke. So here's the problem. If you only train to work against not allowing the guy to get you in the position, what happens if he gets lucky and gets you in the position? If you haven't trained to be able to get out of it, once you're in that position, okay, you've got a problem. So I always teach initially, the person gets you in this hold, this is how you get out of it. Then later on, we say, okay, now we're going to work where we're going to try to see that arm coming and we're not going to let him grab us. And then the students try to snake that arm around and get it in there. And can you prevent the guy from doing that? Okay. So these are some very simple techniques for the rear choke, extremely effective. Okay. Again, we all know the instep, you step on it, it's a problem. Okay. When you break those bones in the instep, it's a huge problem. Okay. When you pivot, you take the guy down to the ground. Obviously here, I'm going easy, right? Even on a mat, if I were to sweep the leg and drive Richie into the mat, he'd get hurt, okay? So we just put him down easy. He rolls, nobody gets hurt. So be careful with this too. Make sure as you're going down on your back, chin is tucked. Don't let your head hit the floor, okay? Future videos, I'm going to be teaching ukemi. I'm going to go through the whole program I teach of how to take falls, all right? So hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next self-defense video. Thanks.